back to another episode of Halex Paranormal Podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Haley.
Bringing the spookiest and the creepiest content that you'll ever hear. We hope you enjoyed our last episode on Jerome. This episode, we're actually talking about
Ouija boards.
Some people believe in them, some people don't, but we're talking about it. We don't care what you think. Just kidding.
We do.
We do care about what you think. Before we jump into this week's episode, we just want to thank our new followers on Instagram, everyone who subscribed to us on YouTube, and also we have another newest Patreon subscriber. So thank you for that.
Woo! In February 1891, the first few advertisements started appearing in the papers. Ouija, the wonderful talking board, boomed a Pittsburgh toy and novelty shop, describing a magical device that answered questions about the past, present, and future with marvelous accuracy. And promised never-failing amusement and recreation for all the classes, a link between the known and the unknown, the material and immaterial. The maker of the board's sister and himself were sitting around the table with the board. They asked the board what they should call it. The name Ouija came through, and when they asked what it meant, the board replied, "Good luck," eerie and cryptic. What was meant to be a friendly game became a creepy, unsettling way to communicate with the undead. Digging deeper into the more sinister side of the board, some have said they have encountered a demon named Zozo. In the paranormal world, Zozo is known to be the king of demons. When it comes to the Ouija board, things get a little dicey, although this is the tool that's been used since the spiritualism era. The spirit board uses a research tool that has been weakened thanks to a generation of junior high slumber parties.
So, everyone has seen, and if you have not, you should watch it, even though it's kind of lame. You should go watch Paranormal Activity. Because those dumbasses decided to pull out a Ouija board and say, "Let's do this! There's a spirit in our house. Let's fuck with it some more."
The first one and the second one were actually really good.
Okay, they're actually pretty good movies. I enjoyed watching them in theaters. I do not enjoy them watching them at home because they are so cheesy.
Yeah.
When you're in theaters, it's dark, it's loud. That's when it's scary. But I recommend watching it just because it's a fun little horror movie.
Definitely.
You should, I recommend it. Anyway, the Ouija board, I'll tell you right now, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing.
I just think that if you're not using it the correct way, it becomes a bad thing.
Okay.
And that we should use it correctly because it kind of like ruins the whole thing about it, like the whole purpose.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, the Ouija, like it says in the article that we read off of, the Ouija board was originally supposed to be for slumber parties and fun and games and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, the undead was like, "Oh shit, they can hear me. I'm gonna be like, 'What's up, guys? It's your boy, Zozo.'" And I'm just joking about it, not because I don't think you should take the board seriously, but because it is a sinister topic. There are sinister things that come through on the board. I do not own a Ouija board, and I will never own a Ouija board. I do not believe in bringing it into my house. But that does not take away the fact that I would sit down and play a Ouija board, or not. I hate the word "play" when it comes to a Ouija board. Yeah. I would sit down and use a Ouija board to contact, the unknown.
It's like just a lot of people use it to contact like their dead relatives, and I don't think that you really get to talk to your relative.
Yeah, because anything can come through.
Exactly. Yeah.
Anything at all. And that's a sad thing, is because there's so many spirits out there that are like, "Well, I want to just talk to someone."
Mm-hmm.
So they'll pretend to be your dead relative, and they'll pretend that they're someone important to you.
Have you ever tried to contact your mom about it or with it?
On the board?
Mm-hmm.
No, because I do not believe giving spirits the power of my mom's name. I will talk about it in real time,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they're listening, but at the same time, allowing them to hear her name as I'm trying to communicate with it, I feel like that gives it the power to manipulate me.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to put this in. I was just wondering.
No, that's completely a logical, thing to kind of respond to. But honest to God, I would never try to communicate with my mom with a board. I believe that my mom has come through on a spirit box before.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, Haley can vouch for that because it was a very, very emotional experience. I wasn't trying to contact her. I wasn't asking, "Hey, mom, are you there?" It was more of like she just came through on her own, and she proved it was her in a matter of seconds.
And her voice.
Oh yeah, that was the weirdest part. We'll talk about that a little bit in a different episode when we get more into like spirit box and communication devices. We want to stick mostly on Ouija boards because Ouija boards have a bad rap. They are not bad things. Only if you're going into it with a bad imagination, a bad mind, bad intentions. But also, if you sit down at a board and it starts doing some weird shit, you should close that shit out real quick. Immediately. Because it's like, in my sense, I am not no expert on Ouija boards or anything like that. But from what I know, if something is moving around in a circle, you're gathering friction, you're gathering energy. So when, let's say, the board starts going from zero, just like a lot of people have experienced, that is allowing that spirit, whether it be that demonic being or a spirit, it's allowing them to receive more power than what you're allowing to be let off. So, for example, when I sat down with a board one time, when it started doing weird things, we closed it out. We said, okay, well, if you're not going to take this seriously, we don't want to talk to you, and goodbye. And we don't let it give it that power.
I've actually never played the Ouija board. I don't know if I really believe in it, just because I feel like a lot of people mess around.
Yeah.
And they move it. The piece. What's the piece called?
The punchette.
Yeah, that.
I mean, I feel that. I've seen that.
I would trust certain people like Tori, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd really play it or use it.
You would just be like in the room.
Yeah.
I feel that too. Because I was really scared the first time that I did it. And I think that's why I had a lot of doubts about me playing it. And we actually ended it very soon because I just felt like I'm opening up myself to something that knows I'm scared.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we closed it out real quick after that. Another thing I can say about Ouija boards is, there's this thing online that you can find, and it'll give you a list of rules. And in all honesty, I think they're legitimate rules. You should never play the Ouija board alone. You're vulnerable. You have no sense of your own emotional, unless you're in tune with yourself, which a lot of people aren't. But if you're a spiritualism, type of person, you're an empath or anything like that, you should never play it alone. Another thing I can say is you should never play in a graveyard. And that's not just because, something will come through the board and, kill you. It's just more of like, it's a respect thing.
I have never heard of anybody playing it in a graveyard.
I've heard a lot of stories of people playing in a graveyard. And a lot of YouTubers out there, I think you guys should stop messing around with the Ouija board.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're allowing 8-year-olds or 6-year-olds or 5-year-olds who are watching YouTube.
And they also think it's okay.
Yeah, and it's not. It's not a toy.
No.
It's not a toy anymore because we made it not a toy. So all you YouTubers out there playing with the board, going to graveyards, I'm going to break all the rules tonight. I'm going to spit on the board. You're being disrespectful. Not to the board. It's a piece of cardboard. It's a way to communicate. You're disrespecting the people that have passed on to the other side. Honestly, you're disgusting. So please, respect the board.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I say is always, always, always close out your sessions. Anytime you play a board, use a board, close out your sessions. We do it with our EVPs. In our ghost times, we say, okay, we're done. We're leaving. It was really nice talking to you. But we have to go. If you're not with Light and Love, do not follow us. You're not welcome. We're done. I didn't want to record that part again, so I apologize if you heard our dogs growl in the background. It probably scared shit out of you because it scared shit out of us.
They're just messing around.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just when it comes to the board, I think of it as a serious thing. I think it is something that we shouldn't toy around with. It's not something that we should sit here and I don't know. I just think it's it could be a negative thing and it could be a positive thing. It just depends on what kind of person you are and how you're going to look at it and how you're going to go for it. So if you're going to sit here and tell me that you played the board and this demonic figure came out, who were you playing with? Was it people that you trusted? Was it people that were traumatic? Or was it people that wanted something? Because I'll tell you something. If you go looking for it and you try to get something back, you're going to get it.
You're going to find it.
You're going to find it. I'll tell you right now. There has been nothing in my apartment. But the second I go looking for it, I get spirit box people coming talking to me.
Fucking dogs. He can't quietly. Can't drink quietly.
So the moment you go looking for it, you're gonna find it. I mean, I've done spirit box sessions in my own home, and I found it, and it came out, and it sounded like my mom, like I said before. And I mean, I started having nightmares, but I'm also an empath. I've had dreams, and I'm not a sidekick or anything, but I've had dreams about the future and stuff that's scary. Guys, but I'm not going to get much into it just because it's all about opinions, and I don't want to put my story out there and to be opinionated on it and be like, oh, you're a fake, you're a fraud, because I'm not. I'm not trying to be anything. I'm not trying to be a psychic or anything. I'm just letting you guys know I have, quote unquote ability to sense things that are here, along with our co-host. Also, she's kind of like a special guest. She comes on every so often. Tori, she's, I'll let her tell you all that. I'm sure she already has, but I'll let her tell you all that later on. But yeah, I just don't mess around with it, guys. It's not worth it because even though you may go in there with a positive mind and positive intentions, and then you might be haunted for the rest of your lives. You might have something come out of that board that you didn't want to.
And things attach themselves to you.
I mean, we've gotten spirits attached to us.
That's scary.
It is scary. It's very scary. Very scary. I mean, insanely scary.
We actually had a little girl that we brought back from Jerome in one of our trips that attached themselves to us.
Yeah, that was scary.
Yeah.
You want to tell it, or you want me to tell it? Did we tell it?
I don't know.
I don't think we told it. I'll go ahead and tell it.
Okay.
So when we actually got back from Jerome, the second to last time we went to Jerome, actually the third to last time we went to Jerome, because we were up there like 2 weekends ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing the dishes at the sink, and I thought someone walked up behind me. It looked like someone in the window was walking up behind me, and I turned around, thought Haley was messing with me, went to go smack him dead, and she was sitting at the table the entire time. She was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, stop messing with me. You were just right behind me, huh?" And she was like, "No, I wasn't." And I just ended up telling her, like, "Listen, I just saw someone standing right behind me." Our roommate, Tori, actually ended up coming out, and she's, we told her what was going on. We're sitting at the table talking about it, and she's, we're all talking, and the next thing you know, we hear the cabinets that we had that were installed in the hallway, that were, attached to, the walls. They started, opening and closing. It sounded like they were bouncing. And then later on that night, me and Haley were laying up in the bed. We're just sitting there watching a movie. Next thing you know, out of nowhere, we hear a little girl say, "We're just playing," exactly like that. Freaking oh my God, fucking chills everywhere. And then me and Haley looked at each other, and I waited for her because, every single time I'm like, "Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that?" I waited for her. She says, did you just hear that? I said, yes, bitch, I heard that. I heard that. Because it scared the shit out of me, and I wanted someone to, what's the word? Confirm it.
Mm-hmm.
Confirm it.
It was crazy.
It was really crazy.
I've never really heard like a ghost with my own ears.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was
It's
definitely
always
crazy.
been like EVPs and stuff.
Yeah.
Then the last fucking thing that happened before we ended up staging the house, we were messing around in bed and I was laying towards her, but the door was open and we were just fooling around and shit, and Tori and her boyfriend were, I think, in the kitchen or in the room or something, and legitimately I felt a very small hand touch my leg and like literally aggressively jerk on my pants. Like, ooh, and I was like, nope, literal tears in my eyes. I wasn't gonna cry, but like legitimate tears in my eyes, and it scared the fuck out of me. I was done at that point, and I was like, Tori, and she came in. We told her what happened. Like, I was like, I swear to God, I was like, look me in my eyes right now. Look me in my eyes and see that I'm not lying, dude. Something fucking touched me, and it's in my house. I'm not looking for it. I want it gone. So we ended up busting the house afterwards, and honestly, nothing. Quiet. Done. Did. No more.
Done did no more.
No more. I do have a couple of drinks in me, by the way.
Yeah, so do I.
So I'm kind of being all comedic.
Comedic.
So, yeah, that was a fun time in Tori's house, which I will never move back in with you, Tori, just because of those reasons. I'm just playing. Anyway, we're going to end it right there.
Thank you so much for listening.
And we appreciate everyone that has been supporting us up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
We can't thank you enough. We love you guys so much. Even if it's just 11 people, 5 people, 2 people, I do not care. We love you so much because you are the people that make our lives so much better, because you make our dreams come true just by being able to record something and you guys listen to it. So just don't forget us. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at halex.p.tv. Subscribe to us on YouTube here, of course. Give us a like, comment, let us know what you think. Judge the shit out of us. We give a shit about what you think. And also, become a Patreon subscriber for $1 and you support us all the way, or $5, you get a bonus episode every week. That's 4 episodes every month that you get, little bonus episodes, like tiny little mini episodes, 5 to 10 minutes long. But they are worth it because they will just show you the creepy, the spooky, everything that we get to talk about here. And then don't forget to wait up for those ghost hunting episodes. We plan on going to Ajo, Arizona, an abandoned hospital. We also plan on going to the jail in Globe. If you go to our Instagram right now, there's a photo that one of our ghost hunters with us caught on his camera unexpectedly on a history tour. They weren't even hunting for ghosts. He didn't see it. I did. All right, thank you guys. We love you and have a wonderful rest of your week.
Bye.
Bye.